All right, everybody. Good Tuesday afternoon. David Paul with you here in the KHOU 11 Weather Center. Texas is under the gun to experience a significant winter weather event, especially going into tonight and Wednesday. And that's when Central Texas and North Central Texas could see, a half inch of ice or more, with a half inch or more of sleet on top of that ice. This is going to create in Central and North Texas a significant travel issue problem on the roadways, with icing likely. Airports delays significant at Austin Bergstrom, and then at the DFW with de-icing planes. And I understand that from time to time they've had full ground stops up at the Dallas airport because of the de-icing situation there. And also power outage threats will be significant, Central and North Texas, because if we do end up with getting more than 1/4 of an inch to a half inch of ice on some of the power lines, that's enough to add an extra 500 pounds or more to a power line in between the poles. And that weight can cause the lines to come down. It can cause lines to break. It can cause tree limbs to come down on power lines. So what Central Texas is facing the next 36 hours is significant. And if you have travel plans anywhere west of the College Station area, west of Brenham, toward Austin to Waco to Dallas, and then west to Abilene, out to San Angelo, those are areas where I would urge you to reconsider your travel plans, because you don't want to get out there when there's an ice storm and travel becomes not only impossible, but very, very dangerous. Now, locally, most of the Houston and Southeast Texas area is not expecting any ice at all. However, our northwest counties, including Waller County, Austin County, Grimes County, are under a winter weather advisory. That means there is a very slight chance we could see a little bit of icing if temperatures do indeed drop to freezing or below, and that would be limited to bridges and overpasses and exposed metal surfaces. So you're in the advisory area here, but I think the threat there for places like Industry and New Ulm, Waller, and folks up into Grimes County, Navasota, Beat Eyes, I think your threat there is minimal. It's as you get into Washington County, Brenham, up toward the College Station, and then up to Madisonville, you're included on the eastern edge of the winter storm warning. You've got a little better chance of seeing icing there, but I really think it's going to be west of Brenham and west of College Station, and from Madisonville northwest of Franklin, and then on west to the I-35 corridor, where we see the significant icing threat develop late tonight into tomorrow morning and lasting through the day on Wednesday. So expecting significant icing there. That's what we're looking at here in Houston. A cold rain for the most part. But zooming out, notice the darker purple areas. That's beyond winter storm warning. That's an ice storm warning. That means that from Fort Worth west down I-20 to almost Abilene, they're expecting significant ice accumulations of a half inch or more. And I just happened to remember a younger me being stuck on this portion of I-20 west of Dallas, Fort Worth, during one of these ice storm warnings, and it's a place you do not want to be on as the traffic comes to a complete standstill. You can't go anywhere. It's cold. Your car's on ice. And if you can avoid this section of I-20 up across North Texas starting now through the overnight through tomorrow, probably don't want to get back up there until Friday when the sun finally comes back out. I would seriously consider avoiding that completely. Temps across the state right now, Dallas below freezing at 27. They've had a lot of sleet and some freezing rain during the day today. Austin's at 33, a degree above freezing. They've had several problems earlier today with accidents on the roadways there, the bridges and overpasses. Here's Houston at 40, so we're well above freezing, and we're going to stay above freezing. But further west to San Angelo and Abilene, mid-20s. Anything that falls there is frozen, and if it is liquid falling and hitting those frozen surfaces, you're going to get ice, and that's ice on the roadways. Galveston has fog, and there's a dense fog advisory for the upper Texas coastal waters and a fog advisory for Galveston Bay. 49 degrees and foggy in Galveston right now. Bush at 40, Tomball's 39. But notice we're getting down to just a couple degrees above freezing. Brenham's at 34, Columbus at 34, Huntsville at 35. It's Brenham to Columbus. You're right on the edge. I think that your icing threat there is low, but it's not zero, so it's something that we're watching. And we have a crew that will be spending the night tonight up in College Station and be able to get to Brenham or Huntsville or Columbus if we do indeed see a little icing there. These are current wind chills. Feels like 33 at Bush. Hobby feels like 35. Sugarland 34. Tomball feels like freezing at 32 right now. There's downtown in a very, very light mist and drizzle that continues to fall across the Houston area. But the significant precipitation is here in this swath across west, central, and north Texas. And then look what's heading into Memphis, Tennessee. The upper Mississippi Valley is also in on this ice storm. They'll see significant icing and power outages and travel threats there over the next 24 hours. Across North Texas, Dallas has had at times significant sleet. The pink that they're now in, or excuse me, the purple that Dallas is in, that is sleet. So it's tiny little ice pellets, frozen raindrops falling down across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex right now. We've got some great video on our website, and we'll be sharing it with you on our news broadcast 4, 5, 6, and 10 of the heavy sleet coming down on the icy roads. Got a lot of drone footage to share with you at 4, 5, and 6 this afternoon, so stay tuned for that on the TV side. The pink is where it's freezing rain. We're seeing that across this northern section here of I-45, Mejia to Corsicana to Palmer to Dallas. There could be some icy spots beginning to develop there. And then the I-35 corridor south of Dallas to Hillsborough and Waco will, I think, see significant icing, especially later tonight and tomorrow. Now in Houston, it's just a very light mist. We're not seeing any travel issues here. There's Bryan and College Station. Franklin just on the edge of a little bit of a frozen mix. Your temperature is holding at about 33 right now, so you may see a little bit of glazing on bridges and overpasses. Franklin, north and west of you tonight. Bryan, north and west of you tonight out to Rockdale. And I think it will be most likely west of Brenham, western Washington County, and then out toward Giddings that you begin to see the icing and travel issues on the roads as we head into tonight and especially going into tomorrow morning. Big picture, this is the water vapor imagery. Our storm system, the upper low is still out here, but ahead of it we've got a very active jet stream, and that's bringing in Pacific moisture and little impulses, and that will bring in another impulse overnight tonight into tomorrow. So here's 12, this is midnight going into tonight, Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. We begin to see sleet, freezing rain developing to our west. Houston, just a cold rain. And then going into Wednesday morning, this is when I think things may get bad for areas to the north and west of the Houston area, perhaps from Brenham west out 290 to Austin. That could become treacherous. And then again from Franklin and College Station west to I-35, that's where I think the icing will become an issue. The I-35 corridor, Austin to Dallas, may be a complete icy mess. And San Antonio is not left out of this. They're also under the winter storm warning. They've got a possibility of seeing icing and glazing on their roads, especially the high flyovers, the bridges and overpasses. We go into Wednesday noon. It's cold rain for Houston, but we're above freezing. Still icy from Abilene to Dallas, Austin to Waco. Tomorrow afternoon, still icy I-35, and that I-20 corridor may become impassable if indeed this forecast for ice does verify. And then Thursday morning, cold rain. By the time it's all said and done, a quarter to a half inch of ice. That's important because you get up to a half inch of ice. If that does settle on power lines, that can begin to bring them down and bring limbs down on those power lines as well. So the ice accretion will be a significant factor to watch in the power outage threat across central and north Texas the next 48 hours. Closer view of our area. By 10 o'clock tonight, we're in the 30s. It's a cold rain, still just above freezing, College Station, Brenham. We go into Wednesday, 7 a.m. That's when we'll be near freezing. So again, College Station, Brenham, you'll be just on the edge of the possibility of seeing some ice on those bridges and overpasses. For Houston, it's cold rain Wednesday morning. We go into Wednesday at noon. Pockets of moderate rain, temps in the 30s. What a great day to be able to stay indoors if you can. But again, no icing expected in the Houston area or for most of our county warning area. 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, light sprinkles, temps holding in the upper 30s and low 40s. And then going into Thursday morning, more rain, more cold, but above freezing for southeast Texas. I think that the flash flooding threat is low, but it's not zero. Because of the saturated ground we've had across northern Harris and southern Montgomery County, right in this area, if we get a couple of inches of rain, we could possibly see the creeks react quickly and rise. So we'll watch for that. At the moment, they're all falling. And again, the flood threat is slight, but it's something we'll keep an eye on as we move forward. As far as our local area, southeast Texas, from Brenham to Galveston, the worst of it, as far as a slight chance for ice, will be confined to the northwest counties, Brenham to College Station. A light glaze is possible there. But remember, just west of that, it could get really bad really quickly. So travel is not recommended from Brenham to College Station, and north and west of there, the main concern will be slippery roads.